Welcome to Lightworker News and Affirmations. It's a special day. It is August 8th, otherwise known as the Lion's Gate. And that's cool and all. That's cool and all, but yeah, we were going to do the session anyways, as we do the first Thursday of every month. I'm here giving you the month ahead energies. And the month ahead energies are the hero's journey for us. What we're stepping forward into is it's like the ultimate test from the devil, where you're going to feel in the one area. No, it's not even that. It's generally in your life, inside of yourself, where you feel the least amount of support is where it's going to get challenged even more with less support. And yet those are the areas that you are meant to go deeper into. We're stepping into a time where our external realities are not going to seem to support us. Certain people, certain groups, they're not going to seem to support us. And so our dedication is tested. And when we consider how dedication can be tested, it makes sense that loneliness might be the thing that causes us to go with temptation and give up on your dreams. But don't, because your dreams matter more. And luckily, your dreams are going to become a lot more realistic in this month of August. Not only are your dreams going to become more realistic, but it's going to be backed up by like science and facts. You're going to be able to see either it's in the reflection of seeing other people already doing it, or you just having the literal clarity and ideas. Over this next month, you're going to know what you have to do to make the dreams happen. You're going to know the first few steps. You're going to start to really understand those micro steps and how to pursue this dream. And no one is going to be telling you outright. This is something you realize personally, privately, and on your own. Personally, privately, on your own, you realize what you need to do. No one's going to tell you you need to do it. No one's going to support you in doing it. No one's going to tell you you should do it. It's just going to be you, yourself, and you. Me, myself, and I. You, yourself, y usted. All you. Now, if you are already comfortable being alone, hanging out alone, having adventures alone, like you're an only child or a child who spent a lot of time alone, then this energy is not that challenging. That's kind of how it always is. You're like, I'm alone. I'm playing alone. I do what I want, how I want, because there's no other kids to influence me. But some people have whole communities and industries that they are navigating. And so I want you to imagine, especially if you have more of an extroverted life, that you are an enigma. You are a mystery. People are going to wonder how you did it. People are going to wonder what showed you how to do it. People are going to wonder what gave you the motivation to do it. And don't even consider giving them the answers until you're looking at it in retrospect. Don't even consider giving them the reasons why, unless it's something that's happened in the past. If you're still in it, don't bring others in, especially if what they're coming at you with is wonder and mystique and curiosity. How is it possible that you're doing well right now? That's not the kind of person that you're actually going to tell them why you're doing well. That's not the person that you're going to tell your great new ideas to. They are not going to be the energy that you need. They're not going to provide any support. Anyone who sees your own success as incredulous is the other, if you know what I mean. I'm not saying you will not have any support from anyone at all, no matter what. There are areas in your life, in yourself, where you will continue to be supported. That will keep you going. And then there's also this element of no man's land, where no one is influencing you. No one is telling you what to do, and no one knows what's really going on inside of you except you. And It's like a moving sidewalk, the flat escalators. It's like one of those. Most people are not going to want to start to pursue their dreams realistically and physically this month because they're not going to feel that external support. But by beginning this month and pursuing this next step of your dreams, you are putting yourself on the moving sidewalk. So while everyone is manually doing it and walking, you put yourself on the moving sidewalk. While everyone else is waiting to get more support, you put yourself on the moving sidewalk. So by the time everyone else gets there manually walking, they wonder, how'd you get ahead? How'd you get ahead? And once you're off the moving sidewalk and you're onto something else, you can tell them if you want. If you want to write a book about it or something, you can. It's possible. Okay, that's part one. I have to heat up my coffee. Now that's just like your general career, life codes. There's some spiritual warfare going on collectively that I would like to also assist you with today. And really, there's no rush and there's no worry. Everything really will be fine. And you could accumulate some really interesting and wonderful memories in this time. So make sure your heart is open to the wonder. Speaking on the spiritual warfare aspect of this, things are going to get a little creepy. If you see ghosts already, if you see visions, if you see things already, your visions are going to ramp up. Seeing ghosts, seeing apparitions, that's going to ramp up. Overall, the fear factor is going to ramp up. People getting sleep paralysis. People doing weird spells and it backfiring on them. People doing science projects that open portals to do weird things and things opening up in the ocean and creatures coming out. We're talking major sci-fi events going down in this next month. And what I love is these sci-fi events go down no matter what in every timeline. You do get to choose which timeline your now moment spirit interacts with simply by what you're open to. It's like you look up in the sky and if you think to yourself, this is going to work out for me. This is how it needs to be. This is divine timing. Whatever God needs me to do, I'm going to do, and it's going to be perfect. Then you're going to get to interact with things in a way that's pretty benevolent. However, if you look up at the sky and you say, oh my God, what is that coming? Oh no, it's a mistake. This shouldn't be happening. You're drawing towards you a different kind of timeline. In addition, your energy is contagious, and whether you know it or not, you're a leader. So there are people around you, even if you don't know them, they're your neighbors that you don't know, people that are interacting with your energy on a regular basis. And whether you choose to go high or you choose to go low, that indeed will also influence your community and the world around you, because all energies are contagious. You choosing to take the high road and do the big thing or the hard thing of being high vibrational, what that ends up doing is making it easier for the rest of your community to do the same, even if they didn't necessarily do the work. But do we care? We're just happy to make people better. Like what? I make myself better and that makes other people better? That's incredible. Now, in terms of the actual date and the actual portals, technically there is a portal opening and it closes around my birthday, the end of January, early February. Now, this portal it's a buffet of the life of your dreams. And we're going to start to, on the other side of this portal, we're going to have a completely different understanding of what discomfort is. As of right now, we automatically associate inconvenience with discomfort. And what's going to happen is we're going to start to build a completely different Uranian relationship with discomfort and inconvenience. Understanding that there's a demon of control that attaches onto us and siphons our energy. And it has been doing so for millennia. And so this demon of control has kind of trained us, and we have collectively programmed each other into having a particular immediate connotations with inconvenience and discomfort. After this next portal, both inconvenience and discomfort will be considered green flags for transformation. In this upcoming portal, discomfort and inconvenience, discomfort and inconvenience, those are going to end up being signs of massive transformation. Those end up being signs of God's or the galactic intervention. Those are moments where the demon of control is exposed in your energy field when you are uncomfortable, especially when you are inconvenienced. There's an expectation that is being unfulfilled. And if there's a demon of control upon you, you will have a particular kind of response. If you are able to reprogram your response, you are able to reprogram so you are no longer susceptible to the demon, because you are no longer willing to interact with that particular energy in the way that the demon requires you to in order for you to be a form of sustenance for the demon. So I like having control of things. I'm Virgo moon, the moon is in Virgo. Baby, my mental health is better when my kitchen is clean. Like, I just like my house organized in a particular way. There are areas in our lives where we can continue to assert our power, our choice. There are areas in our life where we can continue to sovereignly control things in a way that feels right for us. And also, there are areas in our life where we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. And so what we do in response to the fear of not knowing is we just fill it up with control. I don't know what's going to happen there, so whatever happens, it has to be this. I don't know what's going to happen, so whatever happens, it's got to be that. Whatever happens, this is going to happen, right? Yeah, this will happen. Sure, yeah, this is going to happen. Says who? Who said? Where'd you get that idea from? So in the month of August and the first week of September, you'll witness the gentle, delicate, and precise reprogramming of your psyche, and how what you pay attention to when you feel inconvenienced shifts forever. In the beginning, we were inconvenienced and we had a negative response to it. And we got flustered, we got flabbergasted, we lowered in vibration. And we would assert our power in a forceful manner to attempt to change what was already happening. Old world, 3D. In the current reality, when we feel inconvenience, it exposes where we were wrong. God's going to do what God's going to do. You might have thought something else was going to happen, but God did what God did. Why would we have a negative or flustered response to what was always going to happen, which is what God was always going to do? It was us who inserted ourselves and said something else was going to happen without consulting God, without considering that maybe God had other plans. Something else happens, and we feel inconvenienced. Oh, well, I was prepared for that to happen. Oh, well, I expected that to happen. So now I'm inconvenienced. So that means I did something wrong, or you did something wrong, and something's wrong here, and now the vibration's low. Yeah, we're not doing that anymore. You feel inconvenienced, you realize, oh shit, look at this whole area that I had a whole control set up when it was God's turn. Wow, you feel inconvenienced. Pull back, notice, shit. Look at this area where I was trying to take control over something that wasn't mine to take control over. Notice. Because it's a delicate dismantling of an unnecessary ego that makes you vulnerable to demonic influence. And that's the thing, is ego thinks it's helping us, but it's up to us to keep that shit in check. Because where the ego is behaving in an unintelligent way, it's making us susceptible to tricks, to being bamboozled by a demon baby, and we don't want that. We rebuke that. It's really weird, and maybe the cards will bring us into more detail with this part. August feels really romantic, and it feels like a romance from another planet. It feels like romance from like an alien species. I'm not saying like interspecies romance with aliens. I'm saying like, imagine you had a past life as an alien on another planet, and there's this thing you loved to do in this past life that was a part of your self-love protocols. Like, oh, when I was on the planet Venus in the year 200, I loved to run through the fields of Bugenborgums, and there are these delicious smelling flowers that have grapes and strawberries that come off. Like, there's an untapped, untouched, never experienced in this human life pleasures that you activate within yourself that bring a more romantic energy upon you, because you're engaging with your life in a way that triggers that inner romantic energy for you. That feeling when you do something really good for yourself and you're like, oh my God, I love it. It's really, thank you. Oh my God, that's really, thank you. That's really, thank you, is what I said. That's so, thank you. When you do that for yourself. Wow, I didn't think this was lit anymore. It's so perfectly lit that it has no heat attached to it. Oh. Cold. You setting yourself up for the future. You setting yourself up for success. But it's not just that. It's like flesh. There's another level. Oh, look, it's at the bottom. There's another level of romance in your life that you're going to access. Oh shit. It's going to bust your heart open. It's going to bust your heart the fuck open. You're going to come upon a veil of consciousness, a whole fucking wall in your psyche. And you are going to come upon it, and you are going to be completely overcome with curiosity. And in this month, particularly around the 10th, that's in 2 fucking days. In 2 days, on August 10th, you are going to have a very, very loud realization that there is a realm of personal pleasure that you have not considered. It's going to bring you into realizing that you have put a certain amount of weight on romantic relationships that has never once felt fulfilled, because it turns out that was an element of your personal pleasure practice, and it's not about another person. Now, this is so individual that there's no extra details there. No, there are. Hold on. So 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, August, you come upon this veil. I'm like seeing the Britney Spears poster, the beaded pink curtain. You come upon this veil, this groovy curtain, and there's scents on the other side, and there's music that you can hear, and there's just a vibe coming from there that really, you dig it in every way. And no one's telling you to go in. And no one's noticing you're at the door. And no one in the room is like, I'm in the garden. It's just you alone. Like, I think I want to go in there. I want to do this. This could be anything. I don't know what it's going to be for you. Is it going to be painting? Is it going to be a book club? I don't know what it's going to be. Is it going to be gardening? There's something. It's a whole facet of your personality and your multidimensional self that you have not tapped into. I'm kind of separating myself from the message because I'm channeling, but I know it's also for me. This is big. This is like a reverse pregnant belly, but not with a baby on the inside. It's with a you, a whole other aspect, a whole other you. And what's weird is it's been cooking and cooking and cooking. It's not like you get to the beaded curtain and you go in and it's a bunch of babies in there. You get to the beaded curtain and you go in and there's a bunch of adults, people your age, who are already thriving. And you just get to jump on the surfboard and surf with them, even though you didn't necessarily go through the trenches with them, but you went through the trenches in your life, which is what brought you to this curtain. And so even though you and this other energy have not really been together before, your separate life challenges have equipped you to commune in this moment. Your curiosity is something that's positive. Your curiosity and the things that you want to do that draw you towards pleasure are positive. The implication that because it would bring you pleasure makes it bad is bullshit. It's that we do not have access to enough resources for pleasure, and a lot of dark entities have taken the concept of pleasure and mutated it and spoiled it through media programming by making it gross and making it seem like, in order to get pleasure, you have to do this. In order to get pleasure, you have to do that. And there's always this dark underbelly. But there's all these other little places in life where you can derive much pleasure. And in particular, it's a whole field. Literally and figuratively. That you're going to get curious about, and you're going to realize that you have been avoiding for one reason or another. And you deal with your discomfort with it this month, when everyone else is dealing with the discomfort with it over Christmas time in December, you will have already been on the other side of it. Again, moving sidewalk will be a bit ahead of the curve. And this is nice because when the whole collective is going through a challenge, it really sucks to be a part of that. But when you are ahead of the curve and you're allowing yourself to go through the challenge at first, rather than do what the rest of the collective does, which is distract themselves and don't deal with their bullshit right away, you deal with that shit, you go into that space, because ego is so strong in each and every person. So ego will be like, no way, you've already seen all the pleasure in the world. Ego would be like, no, you've already seen all the pleasure. There's no pleasure you haven't experienced yet. Ego will be like, you've seen it all, you've done it all. You don't need anything new. You don't need to go into that room. Your curiosity is stupid. That's what ego says. Ego's like, your curiosity implies that I'm stupid. Ego's retarded. I know, it's so stupid, right? So most people go with ego. The collective still goes with ego. So the collective gets curious about something and ego says, you're calling me stupid. And the collective goes, oh, sorry, ego. You're right. Not us. Not us. Ego's like, you're calling me stupid. And we're like, shut up, fucking baby. And we keep going. This is why you keep this to yourself, because everyone else is in ego anyways. Everyone else is in ego anyways. So don't think that they're going to validate this stuff for you. It's a personal quest. I'm seeing the vision of Miss Frizzle and the Magic School Bus, which was like a group of kids, elementary class. Their teacher was Miss Frizzle, and she had a magic school bus that could shrink in size or grow in size and go anywhere. They would go into the human body. They would go under the ocean. They would go to space. You are your own Miss Frizzle right now, really taking yourself on this adventure that no one else, wow, that came out very specifically reversed. You can provide yourself with the wonder that you seek. And if you're curious about something, that's never going to really go away until shine light on the topic for yourself. So as soon as you're curious about it, do the fucking research. Just do the research. Just because you're curious about it doesn't mean you have to sell your soul to it. Just because you're curious about it doesn't mean you have to marry it. Just because you're curious about it doesn't mean you have to sign a lifetime contract. Do some research. Do some Googling. Look up some videos. Go do a drive-by. Look at the place. Go look at the cost of a class or the tickets or whatever. Wow. Okay, my darlings. This tarot deck is literally like crying. This deck is like, wait, there's more. Hey, bitch, I hear you. Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks for your patience. My favorite spread to do is mood, challenge, solution, 3-column spread. I am going to just take it one column at a time, all right? And before I begin really reading these cards, I want to reiterate something I've already said. And what I want to reiterate to you is that pleasure is not a bad or negative thing. It's that what you define as things that can bring you pleasure, that is going to expand. You are not going to have to go backwards into the old ways that you used to get pleasure. No, in fact, the message is don't go back to the old ways you would get pleasure because you're not even curious about them anymore because you already know. You already know what those bring, and it's not pleasure. So rather than thinking there's something wrong with you because you don't find pleasure in the things you used to find pleasure in, go to the beaded curtain. Oh, baby, go to the beaded curtain. Go through the beaded curtain. Now I have to get a beaded curtain. I really need you guys to take your self-speak super fucking seriously. In fact, every time you find yourself thinking negatively, I want you to circle back and touch yourself by name. If you catch yourself thinking negatively about yourself, I want you to turn around and say, I am, first name, last name, and I am, and I want you to reprogram and say the opposite. Don't be delusional. Like if you're like, man, I hate that I have pimples. I am Bridget Cormier, and I don't have pimples. Bling! Like, don't be delusional. But you know what I mean? You got to catch those thoughts. The way that demonic energies latch onto you is by you feeling inadequate. Okay. Oh, no, there we go. Okay. Yeah. My darlings, it looks darker than it really is. This month ahead looks darker than it really is. You're going to have more energy than you expect. But where the energy activates to have you assert yourself is not in the same old places. There are areas in your life that you will set to rest. And the moment you do, the power shines through. The moment you do, all the energy shift. Amen. You do get to assert yourself. But the huge element here of the surf, when someone is surfing, they are collaborating with nature. They cannot control how big that wave is. They cannot control the rip current. They cannot control the tides. They cannot control if there's a shark or a dolphin in that wave or a mermaid. They can only control their body and what their surfboard does to an extent. That's very much us. Baby, we got big ace energy. I've got an ace in the mood. I've got an ace in the challenge. There's a major arcana in the challenge. There's a major arcana in the solution. We've got a king in the challenge. We've got a knight in the solution. You feeling the newness? I feel like I gotta set you up because there's a lot of cards, but it's a very clear reading here. So we're looking forward into the next month. It's 8/8 right now. So let's look forward into 9/8. So as long as you watch this before the 8th of next month, this energy is accurate. I'll be back the first Thursday of next month to reset the energy. All right, time to translate the cards for you, my darlings. The mood is we are feeling indecisive. We are feeling uneasy about taking action because we feel like the energies around us would attack us. And yet we feel a sense of great inner motivation and drive to do for the long run. This is gorgeous. That's all I'm going to tell you without the visuals. You need to see this. Are you ready? Let's put my hair down. Okay. So for the mood, we've got the Two of Swords. The very first card in this reading is letting us know that as we step into this month and as we move throughout this month, the immediate human response to things is going to be indecisive. But a huge element of this is no one's forcing her to keep her hands crossed. That's her choice. This is usually the vibe of someone feeling like they have to choose between two things. Clarified by an energy of feeling trapped, of being ready to bloom. That used to be a caterpillar, but that is a fully formed butterfly now, baby. And that butterfly is ready to spread its wings and fly. But it feels like all the decisions they've made in the past and all the people or elements of their life are around them, waiting for them to bloom so they can attack. And so there's this element of hiding oneself, of feeling indecisive and feeling like if I bloom, I might get hurt. But when we look at the next energy, go the distance, we can see that it will not prevail, okay? Your indecisiveness this month and your fear of acting because you might get alienated or attacked, it will not win. The go the distance card comes out, further clarifying the mood for the month, letting us know that I can go the distance to defeat the hunger. Okay? The energy is going to come to you, baby, and that energy is activating, and that energy is benevolent also. But what the energy within you that is motivating you, that is driving you, what it's really asking you to do, I get why it could kind of circle back to that indecisiveness, because the distance and the action that you need to be taking right now is the action of letting go. Repeat after me. I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. And all of your inner motivation is going to contribute to this energy, trying to get you to surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life, that there's more flexibility needed. This came out attached to the other card. Being in the flow. I am in the flow of the universe. And that's why it's like sometimes so obvious. Like, are you fucking kidding me? These two cards came out together. I didn't even know there were two cards that were so similar in this deck. What they both have in common, besides the obvious of being references to water and waves and currents, is that we know God, the divine, controls where things are going. And both of these cards, when she's on that boat and being in the flow, there are no oars. There is no steering wheel. She is being taken by God, baby. There's her guardian angel leading the way. Same with those fishies. They're like, yay, let's go, fishy friend. This is a strong current. I have no choice. I have to go with the flow with this one. That's what this is really motivating you to do. A strong push to decide to blossom. A strong push to decide to open up and bloom and spread your wings and show the world what you are and show yourself all that you can do. A strong push that's guiding you to understand that it's not going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. It's going to happen the way it needs to happen. So this butterfly is so worried about the swords. So it's so worried about opening its wings. But the butterfly forgets that there is wind gusts. And as soon as it decides to open, the wind will gust and blow it away from the swords, away from the danger, because God is there too. You have to trust if it's time, then show up like it's time. That's the medicine for the mood. I have one more card. Remember when I was like, the tarot deck is screaming at me? Okay, I got to do one more card for the mood. One more card to clarify what this freaking mood is. Ace of Cups, new love, new art projects, new creativity, infinite love, constant inspiration, stepping into the renaissance of your life. Whether it's romantic love, whether it's creative inspiration projects. So suddenly, this water that right now you're feeling so indecisive in front of, suddenly this water might not look so bad to let go and be in flow about. You're going to be learning this month that the reason this go the distance card is here because baby, the inspiration has just started. This is just the beginning. You're tapping into a whole new energy. There's a whole new birthing of a whole new aspect of you. And it's like, you don't even know. You don't even know. Give it 2 days. You'll know by the 10th. If you're watching the recording past the 10th, you know. What an interesting mood, right? Feeling such a drive to leap, but feeling the profound limitations of the universe, but then needing to learn that these limitations of the universe are not limitations. They are the foundation that you can ride, and that foundation will move you. Okay, ready for the challenge? Again, very clear, but we're going to do it. What's the challenge? Decisiveness, being greedy, not letting those old ways die when we feel a change in the wind. The challenge is being able to accept reality, feel safe and secure within it, so that the new ideas that you have can start to blossom. First card in the challenge, King of Swords. That's our decisiveness, our sense of agency, and our ownership that we take over our choices. Yeah, we're having an issue with that. This greedy energy comes up. It reminds me, with this energy in this particular deck, it's coming off as being a sore loser and feeling inadequate, so you do too much. The Death card. This is an aspect of the old world, and you might be feeling desperate or like a vulture on the carcass of the aspect of you and your life that is dead and done. So check the ego. Next, we got this card, A Change in the Wind. This is usually an awesome thing. This is someone getting proposed to when they least expected it. This is someone getting a house when they least expected it. This is home, home. Home is where I'm with you. When you're home, home. Home is whenever I'm with you. This is like God's going to take you where God needs to take you. But you're going to stay home because you are with you. You are home in you. So getting proposed to, you can find your home in someone else's heart and someone else's presence, but also a home like house. But now for this particular reading and the cards that are around this, I feel like this is the direction that your life is going. I think there's a change in the way that you are going to start to be perceiving the direction that your life is going. And that might be hard for some people to perceive, but I need you to remember that you can't go back because that's the carcass. And trying to pick nourishment from the carcass is going to put you in this desperation mode where you make choices that are kind of low vibrational. Next card in the challenge is accepting what is. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. The first card in the challenge is this King of Swords, our decisiveness, having trouble owning our decisiveness, having trouble accepting and embracing our inner majesty. So where you tense up this month, where you tense up, where you seize up, where things seem to take an unexpected turn and you have to be more flexible, repeat this. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. Then say, I am at home in my heart, in myself. I am at home in my heart, in myself. So the environment God puts you in might change, but you are at home in your heart, in yourself. You accept your inner majesty. You are able to be decisive and make these strong choices. But I know, this is the vibe. I don't know. I know that's the vibe. It's okay. It's a whole month reading. We got a whole fucking month. 2 more cards here. So I want to go back before I go forward. So we're having some trouble. We're having some trouble this month accepting this death of this old reality and claiming our true regal agency. We're having trouble with this change coming upon us, with us not having a lot of power over it. And so we're having trouble feeling safe, feeling like we can really rest when our whole system is moving, when everything is moving and changing. These cards are available now. These cards have presented themselves to us in this particular reading so we can have an edge this month, so we can have a heads up. So when you catch yourself questioning if you're safe, if you can rest, if you're all stressed out, ask yourself, am I picking at the carcass of my old life? Am I just responding low vibrationally because I can't handle that things are changing? Am I stuck in my ego? I can't accept what God is doing, and it's preventing me from stepping in to that true energy of majesty, grace, abundance, high vibrational existence. Notice when you're in your challenged energies, when you're in that challenged energy, remember this. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. I'm at home in my heart and myself. So wherever God moves yourself, you stay at home. You stay safe as yourself, in yourself. And yes, it's going to feel a bit like a funeral. And there's going to be a bit like you are leaving an aspect of you behind. First card in the solution is the World card. Yeah, you're leaving an aspect of you behind because the World card, because you're done. That's the energy of completion. Congratulations. You have graduated from stupid bitch level 1. Kidding. Kind of. You have graduated. This is the month of experiencing life post-graduation. It's a whole new level. And then we got this fucking 9 of Pentacles reversed. Oh, what do you know? You doubting that you deserve it. In the solution, though. Okay. Oh, you know what this also is? This is, when I put these 2 cards together, the World card completion with the 9 of Pentacles reversed, it's like you didn't earn this and you get it anyways. What the fuck? Whatever we're going with. You didn't earn this graduation. You didn't go to all your classes. You were not an A+ or a B+ student in this area in your life that has already died, that you have graduated from. You thought you were going to have to get an A+ grade in order to escape? No, that's not true. God's like, here you go, A+. You're like, I didn't earn this. The fuck? This can't be. The solution is to accept that you didn't earn it. The solution is to accept that you didn't have to pay for this next upgrade in a way. Like you thought you were going to have to do more to get to this. But really, what all that more energy needs to be put towards is your ability to release, to be flexible, to see where the fuck the flow is so you can go with it on the moving sidewalk. While other people are doing the manual work, you're over there being like, I feel to see a moving sidewalk, so let me try that. Next, to further validate the solution, we get the Blessed card. Straight up, honey, say, I open myself to unexpected blessing. I open myself to unexpected blessing. And there's something about this. So this is supposed to be a mermaid, but you can't see the bottom of her tail. But she also looks like she's in a shell. There's an infinite nature about this. There's your guardian angel. There's your guardian angel always there. There's this infinite, always being looked over energy. You are always being looked out for. You are always being watched. You are always being showered with blessings. And I really feel like that is what is on the other side of this curtain, of this beaded curtain that I was talking about earlier. I have this next card. I need you to take a deep breath before I show it to you. And so you may find, this is our solution energy, that as you start to open up and accept that you are always looked out for and you are always protected, you might start to accept that there are clear and obvious elements of your life that are not for you. It's not your game. It's not your players. It's not your game board. It's not your fortune cookie. It's the wrong room altogether. Nothing they're serving is something you can take. And that's a solution. Validating though, right? All right, so let's get into the next 4 cards for the solution before we go. I have an affirmation for you. I step into my power boldly and confidently. I step into my power boldly and confidently. I step into my power boldly and confidently. And now I feel everyone like, oh, no, I don't. Oh, caught you. Yeah, no one was prepared for that. Everyone's like, that's not comfortable. That's the fucking vibe. Because the next card, soaring into joy. Childlike wonder fills my life. Babe, this is giving the solution. Girls just want to have fun. Part 2, she grew up. Oh, women just want to have fun. This is like adult power fun. This is like fun with no side effects. Fun that is not fun created from the fantasies of a child. But you being an actual adult in your actual life, letting yourself open up to childlike wonder from there in this life that you have right now. The act of stepping into your power, the act of showing up as yourself, for yourself, with respect, with honor. And do you see how she's in that light? So that's that energy of divine love and light. I just thought we should appreciate her cheekbones. Okay. As you step forward and let yourself be seen as your high vibrational self, God's going to give something back to you. And what will be given back is the treasure map to joy. The treasure map to joy. But again, you don't know what direction the wind is going. You just know you need to grab those balloons and hold on for dear life and let God take you with a smile on your face. You will receive your roadmap to joy. Amen. When you step into your power. You've got new ideas activating, all in this energy. And that's why this is multidimensional. Because while one element of you is you having to release attachments to things because you're being brought into like a new adventure, that's a whole process, right? But then another part of you is opening up to realizing just how blessed and protected you are, which allows you to feel safe and discern where you're feeling safe, and it's where you're going. And all throughout that time, it gives the mind space to work. So we got the Knight of Pentacles and this Ace of Wands that came out as the final cards in the solution, and they did come out together. So this is you when you have the new idea. I want you to fully accept and affirm the innate value in it and allow yourself to start to consider prepare and take the next steps to move that forward into the world. This means you're going to be taking your ideas, fully embodying them, turning them into a product or an action, getting yourself dressed, getting yourself ready, and actually getting out of the house to do the thing. You don't actually have to do the thing this month. You don't actually have to give them the product. You don't actually have to do the transaction this month. You don't have to. I'm telling you, the horse is standing. But baby, he's dressed and ready. And he's got his product in his hand and he's ready. But it's in his hand. You've got the new idea, okay? That's enough. That's enough for 1 month. Come on, thank God. Thank God there's no fucking 3 of Pentacles. Thank you, Spirit, no 3 of Pentacles. Because I don't think we could handle also 3 of Pentacling here. We're being given unexpected blessings, unexpected pathways, unexpected passageways to beautiful realities that we didn't even think that we deserved. And to go and to be into these beautiful realities, we have less control. We have to let go and open up for less control over our lives in a particular way, particularly no longer allowing the demon of control to feed off of our energy field, the part of us that feels this need to take over control, which ends up lowering our vibration and not allowing us to access this higher vibrational reality. What we're going to learn is as soon as we rebuke that demon of control, it's like it could passively happen simply by really stepping into this letting go and being with the flow energy and letting the carcass of your old life and the old ways that you behaved, letting it go and not pick at it so that these winds can really move you into this new reality, even though it's hard. But this new reality is offering you everything that you need. And there's a definite no that you will need to say to some things moving forward. This month, there's a definite no you're going to be saying to things. And there's going to be tons of wonderful, unexpected experiences. And they are predominantly going to be individual, personal experiences that you don't have to share with others right away. You might not find you have the support around you to share the story anyways. But it seems like a lot of romance between you and God, because every time you release and let go and say, you know what, I don't think I can fucking control this. God's like, finally, receive these blessings. All these areas where you're like, you know what, I don't know why I'm acting so inconvenienced and acting like such a victim when I'm not a fucking victim. I'm just inconvenienced. I just thought it was going to go differently, so I'm inconvenienced. As soon as you stop victimizing yourself from that, and being like, oh shit, this is how God wanted it to go. Oh, all right, here we go. Oh, this is how God wanted it to go. Man, I was wrong. And letting yourself have more of a positive reaction to the unexpected rather than a victimized reaction to the unexpected. Those unexpected things are going to literally take you off and out and into the new reality. You come into your power. Look how surrendered she is. And she's got no fancy jewelry, no bag, no shoes. No baggage, no toxic shit on her back. If it wasn't for the 2 fish in this card, I would say there's going to be a lot of solo dolo action this month. And there still might be a lot of solo action, solo alone. But where you will find community is in that flow, the further reminder that the way things are going is the way things are going. And if you had control over it, then you would have control over it. So if you don't, then you don't. And what you do have control over is how you react and how you respond, which activates and determines which timeline reality that you're in. So if you have a response like, oh my God, this is how God wants it to go, Instead of, oh my God, what victim. Call the manager. It was supposed to go different. Excuse me, you shouldn't, or turning into a Karen, you shouldn't be here. This isn't how this is supposed to go. No, I'm writing a review. Like, oh, this is how God wanted it to go. Oh shit, that's a totally different energy. Stiff ego or release, letting go, being in the flow. I trust God. If something that's out of my control happens, I trust God. That inconvenience is just funny because that shows where I really thought I had more control than God in that environment. And the more I'm attached to the inconvenience and the discomfort of something going the way I didn't expect, is the amount that I am letting that demon of control feed off of me. So every time we have a victimized response to an inconvenience, that's a moment for us to say, oh, demon of control, I see you and I rebuke you. I am in the flow of the universe. I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. I step into my power boldly and confidently. As childlike wonder fills my life. Repeat after me as I move forward. I accept that I'm able to align with my highest vibrational reality. And so it is. Say, as I move forward, I let myself anchor into my heart. I let myself align with my spirit. I let myself choose my highest vibrational reality. I'm open to that. It feels good to me. It feels right to me. And that's what works for me. And so I do it with ease and joy, because that's who I am. And so it is. I have one more set. Take a deep breath. So for this one, it's going to be funny because I'm going to be saying first name, last name, but I want you to say your first name and last name. And I'm not going to say my first name and last name because I don't want you to accidentally say my name. That feels really weird. So I'm going to say first name, last name. Repeat after me. I, first name, last name, am infinitely blessed beyond my wildest dreams. Every day I am dazzled by the miraculous presence of God. I am one with the divine, and the divine moves in my favor. And so it is. Take a deep breath. Repeat after me. I, first name, last name, experience joy often. Things go well for me. And God shows me signs all the time of the universe's love and support of my dreams. And so it is. I just kind of get casual for a minute, kind of shake a little bit, shake your booty, or shake your boobs, or shake your shoulders, or your hands, or something. Kind of shake it out a little. Just be cool. And our last set of affirmations is like very cool, very chilled out, man. And it's like, I'm doing my best and it feels awesome because God's paying me double. I do what I can do, and that's enough for God. And God gives me a raise. Things keep changing, and it's incredible. I see the beauty in it, and I embrace the opportunity in it. There are opportunities for me in everything, hidden gifts around every corner, and it makes my life so fun. Where something unexpected happens, it's a gorgeous sign from God that I'm coming into my power and soaring into joy. into the life of my dreams. It just feels so natural to live this gorgeous, beautiful life and to be my newest, highest vibrational self. And so it is. And so. What a wonderful time. So we'll be back in a month with another month ahead report. I'll keep doing my Friday sessions for week ahead reports, but this energy has officially been covered. Now you have your cutting edge. Now you have your assignment. Now you know what the flow is doing and why the flow is doing it. There is medicine in saying no. Don't forget. There's medicine in saying no. And a simple rejection being, I cannot. There's a huge blossoming happening in your heart. There's a blossoming happening in your beauty. There's a great growth occurring for you. And it's immediately made full aspects of your life ineligible for you. The more big and beautiful you get, the more shinier and brighter and higher vibrational you get, the more older and other aspects of your life get phased out. So it really is a good sign if you see things kind of leaving you. Make sure you focus on this moving forward energy and the constant beauty that seems to be emanating off of you and presenting itself to you in the world as further validation. So I love you. Thank you for joining me in this session. I hope you have a wonderful time this month. I hope this advice could help. Mwah. I'll see you soon. Bye, my dears.